All right, let's move on to our next topic. And tradition would be that the guest gets to go next. So, Yukiko, could you please share us your topic?
Okay, well, mine starts with a little story. So, last year I was in the market for a new rice cooker, and Alan can tell me how important a rice cooker is for an Asian person's life.
And yeah, once you live with an Asian person, you understand like how important rice is. I mean, the name rice is like the same name they use for meal. Like it's like if you eat a meal, it's basically the same word for rice.
What is the American equivalent?
I don't know even if
No, I don't know.
French fries.
The American equivalent, probably like bread, I would guess.
Yeah,
Wow.
bread.
But like,
So
but
like a
more than
toaster.
bread.
But like more, because like bread is just like an accompaniment, kind of.
Yeah.
It's
Like,
like,
you don't- and you
it's
don't
like
even-
a fork or a plate.
So it would be.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
Equivalent
So
of a
like,
plate.
yeah, like when Alan and I first moved to Vancouver, I had a rice cooker within like the first 3 days. I was just like, we gotta have a rice cooker. Like, we
I was like,
can't
why can't you just make it in a pot? And she just like the look she gave me, I was just like,
Can you
oh.
try to recreate that, Yukiko?
Oh, I was just like, are you fucking kidding me? Like that is
It's like-
the most absurd thing.
It's like, yeah, make
Get
it
out.
Oh,
Just
it's
get
like-
out.
Yeah.
That's good.
So back then, 4 years ago, what?
I didn't even know you had to rinse rice before you cooked it.
Ugh, just
Yeah, me
You
neither.
do?
get out
I-
of here.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, look, listen to these other white guys. They don't know
We're
either.
so.
You guys are missing out.
So I've made sushi before, and that's the only time where I really wash the rice.
Don't tell her that either.
Oh.
Like, I don't. I'm
And
gonna
I, of course,
sign off right now.
naturally eat my sushi with forks. Anyway, continue. Alan's face.
Anyway, so the rice
I'm
cooker that
scared.
we currently have, we got 4 years ago when we moved to Vancouver, and it's like a relatively nice one, but it's not the top of the line or anything like that.
It was like $80 or something.
It's like $120,
$20, okay.
which in the rice cooker scheme of things, it's on the low end. So we've been using that for a while, and then one day we like dropped a can or something on it, and then the little thing that holds the lid shut broke off. So it still works, but the lid just pops off unless you have something weighing on top of it. So we have like a can of chickpeas right now, just kind of weighing it down.
I was gonna ask.
Yeah, so I was just like,
What
okay,
is
this is
it?
a perfect opportunity for me to get that like dream rice cooker that I've been, dreaming of. So I spend months doing like an extensive research, like reading reviews and finding out different things. And obviously, there's way better selections from Japan. So I was looking at Amazon Japan and doing like sending links to Alan's like, what do you think of this one? What do you think of this one? Like this one has diamond coating in the pot. Like this one does like induction heating and this and that. Like top of the line stuff, you can go like 2K easily.
What?
Oh wow.
Yeah, but I mean, I wasn't going that far, but I was looking for something like relatively nice.
He rolled his eyes like, yes, you were.
I'm curious what restaurants. I'm sure a lot do, but I'm sure some of them probably don't, right? Diamond encrusted.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Sounds like you're just supposed to keep that in like some
The vault.
safe or something. Yeah, exactly.
Or it just never gets like worn out, right?
My
Yeah,
diamond
exactly.
encrusted
And
rice
it's also like if you keep the rice in the rice cooker, just like keep it on warm, it doesn't get all like crusty, like dried up. It just stays nice and moist.
Mm.
Oh wow.
So there's a little, it's not just like a fancy feature they add on. There's actually benefits to it, and it makes the rice, taste better and cook better. Anyway, so I finally settled on this one. It cost $400. And with the conversion and everything, ended up being a little bit more than what I wanted. But I was just like, okay, whatever, fine. Like I'm getting this.
Yeah.
Get the rice cooker. It looks sleek as hell. It's beautiful. And I wait for Alan to come home to, do the first cook.
Oh,
And he
God.
comes home. We plug it in. We set everything up. It's got like a computer monitor and everything.
Oh wow.
And we wait for it to cook. And the timer beeps, after like an hour or so. But we were just like, that was weird. We never really heard it cooking because usually you hear kind of like a boiling, simmering sound.
Yeah.
Open the lid, nothing's happened.
Oh
Like
no.
it was just rice like sitting there in water.
Oh man.
Like do the troubleshooting, we like do all this and that, and Alan even takes it to like a rice cooker repair shop one time, and there's like, nope, this is like a Japanese rice cooker who can't even
Touch
do
it.
anything about it.
Oh man.
We try to return it, but the shipping back costs as much as the rice cooker itself.
Oh
which-
my gosh.
Oh.
That was it. It was the death of
Oh,
that rice
man.
cooker. That was
So yeah, what the guy told me is
What?
the
They won't even.
electrical like the electrical input is like a little bit different in Japan, so like it might have like
Like
shorted something
fried?
out
Oh,
immediately,
man.
But
like
it's
a
close
fuse or
enough.
something.
Like it's like 100 volts or 120 volts. So with most other appliances, I have no problem just using it back and forth. But
Yeah.
maybe there's something that was.
Yeah, you don't even think of that, right?
Or
When
it
you go
could
to
have
buy
missed
something.
shipping, yeah.
Easily, right?
Wow,
Yeah.
that
Anyway, so that
sucks.
was my saddest event of 2015, and my question to you guys after this long-winded story is: what is the biggest waste of money besides? Like you can't say like tax or education. Like it needs to be like a tangible item. What is the most amount of money that you've spent that was?
So you like bought something and you're like, wow, why did I just spend all this money? On this?
Immediate buyer's remorse, right?
Well, like immediate. Does it have to be immediate? Can it be
Well,
like
no.
something that's been like simmering and then like
4K TV.
finally like?
Oh my God.
Yeah, 4K TV. No. Let me. I can start this one off real quick because I'm going through this right now. It's a person like the thing that's happening like as we
the
speak.
ladybugs.
Ladybugs, yeah.
Not
His
the
dog.
ladybug
No
purchase. No. My car is one of those. So it's a 2014, but it was when I bought it, it was 17,000 miles used. It was I bought it in 2015. It was 17,000 miles. Bought it for actually 18,000 miles. Bought it for $17,000. The about 4,000, 5,000, kind of like maybe even possibly 10,000 miles later, this wrench light comes on, and it says check your manual, and I'm only at like 25,000 miles on this car. I'm like, okay, gosh, check the manual already. What's going on? It says drivetrain issue, and I'm like, that's not good. That like means transmission kind of deal. That's not cool. So I turn off the car and I turn the car back on, and the light goes off. It's like, okay, I guess maybe it's not real.
But you still want to get that checked out.
Yeah.
So I drive it around. I keep on driving, all right? And nothing comes up. About 20,000, 30,000 miles later, it comes firing back on again. I see it. I'm like, ugh, all right, turn the car off. No problem. Drive around again about 59,000 miles because 60,000 miles is our warranty on this car. 59,000 miles, I take it to the dealership because the light comes on, and I tell them, I explain it all. Hey, transmission issue. It feels like is a problem. This wrench light, turn the car off.
I got 1,000 left, man. You got to find this.
He pushes it in.
Plugs the computer up because the thing turns off and the light goes off. It doesn't read any issue. So if I left the car running, then he can connect it. He can actually diagnose this problem. So when he connects the computer, it says nothing. There's no problem. You have no worries. Drive on. Do your thing. 67,000 miles. 7,000 miles over the warranty. I pops up again. Now the check engine light comes on. I take it into the dealership. They can totally get the diagnosis codes now because the lights won't come off.
Jesus.
And they say it's a whole new transmission, $3,000.
Jesus Christ, dude.
$3,000. Right now, that's what's happening right now. So the biggest purchase that's felt like, what the hell, it's like a money pit right now, is the car we bought 1 year ago for $17,000. We're now having to put $3,000 into.
That's terrible.
That's our buy right now.
Can you share what kind of car it is so that people at home never buy it?
It's a 2014 Ford Fusion EcoBoost.
Have you ever heard the expression what Ford stands for?
Fixed or repaired.
Yeah, I've also heard found on road dead.
Yeah.
But
No joke. No, and that's going out to Ford. Like hit you guys with right across the face.
Man, that sucks.
I had to replace the transmission of my car actually too when I was living in LA.
Your Acura.
Yes.
Damn.
Yeah, and it was I'd say sub 60,000 miles too.
Yeah, that's how ridiculous is that though, right? Like, that's like it's same with the rice cooker scenario. You're gonna invest into quality, and when you get it, it's like and it breaks down.
Yeah.
And you haven't gotten much usage out of it at all. Not even one usage from your guys' part, and it falls apart. That doesn't feel right.
That was so sad. Like we were like standing around it, like ready to
ceremoniously waiting.
Push the button and like all the steam comes out and stuff, and it's like like a cloud, and you just like do it, and it's just like, there's just
nothing.
like water and rice in it. It was so
terrible.
Disappointing. We like tried to run it like 5 times before we gave up and realized it didn't work.
Oh my! Which is like what? How long does it take? Like 40 minutes, 30 minutes?
Like 30 minutes or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
That sucks.
30, 40 minutes.
my buddy, he had a rice cooker because he loves it too. But he was all upset one day because he's like, "Man, my rice cooker broke." I was like, "Oh, how did that happen?" He's like, "My damn cat decided to swat at it and knocked it off, and it just broke."
Dude, cats are the worst.
No.
Yeah, and he said it was like a $600 one.
Remember this.
Remember this. That's to our cat story later on.
Well, yeah, because we're getting a cat soon, I think, right?
Oh, are you?
Have you decided on?
Yeah, a month or so.
Have you decided on what type?
Yes, it'll be a Singapore cat.
Whoa.
If
What
you
kind of cat is
Google
that?
That is the tiniest cat in the world.
Yes.
Really?
They're only like 4 to 6 pounds, like full grown.
Nice.
And they basically have like a dog-like personality, super friendly,
Oh,
super
perfect.
affectionate, super curious. So,
Do you know what his or her name is going to be?
yes, but it's a secret.
Okay, Alan, you'll have to reveal it when the time is ready on the show.
Yeah,
I want to know.
I agree.
Okay,
I'm gonna look
Ian,
this
do you
one
have?
See, I was thinking about it. I mean, there's been repairs and stuff that I've been like, kind of regret that I did on vehicles and stuff, kind of like what Rocco was saying. But I keep thinking more towards video games. Like I've bought in a video game before, and I'm like, this is complete shit. Why did I spend $60?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's 60
You know,
bucks. It's like
yeah.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
And if it's just
Yeah.
one game, but like if it happens with like 4 games, that's like, oh my god.
Yeah, then
And
you're
it
screwing
has.
yourself.
I'm not gonna lie. You know, it's been multiple times that it's happened,
How
and
do I
and
get the bug?
and you sit there and you're like, damn it, like, you know, and you can't return it. There's like, I mean, you could sell it back, but you're gonna get like pennies on the dollar.
Yeah.
That's about
Yeah.
it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but you know, and so honestly, in my little DVD cabinet where I put my games and everything, I have like the bottom right hand corner of shitty games that I just kind of put to the side. I'm like, wish I never.
That's
bought
your
it.
regret
Exile
pile.
games.
You're
Yeah.
like, damn it. Too much
Exactly.
Your shame. Yeah, every time you
Yeah.
look at it, you're like, damn.
I can't believe I
Hundreds
did
of
that
dollars in that pile right there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I can't
exactly.
believe I did that purchase.
This one I relate to you a lot, Ian. But I feel like you and I are very similar when it comes to money. I think we're very frugal and methodical.
Oh,
Like
yes.
when we spend our money. Like also to harp back to what Yukiko was saying, when we go to buy something, we do a ton of research. And that's not to say that's gonna save you from this problem. But it was really hard for me to think of something that I've spent my money on that I had like a real regret, because I don't even really buy new video games. Like I take old video games, I pile them together to get new video games. Like I try
do
not
that,
to spend.
yeah.
It's crazy. So. But I do think, and this is hard because you did say it's something tangible, like an object. But like the closest thing I can think about is when I first started working. I came from college, then I actually started getting like a real life paycheck in Chicago, and I went from eating ramen and bagels consistently to having a lot of money. And so what I did is I went out to eat every day for lunch, and that
Ooh.
accumulated to about $500 a month on the lunch.
Yeah.
And so I regret that because I spent way too much money.
How long did I go on for?
Years.
Oh really? Ah.
I mean, no, that needs some context, because especially in like game and like visual effects and animation and stuff, it's kind of like a culture to like go out with your employee, like your coworkers, to go to lunch. Like everybody goes out for lunch for the most part.
It's really true, and it's actually on like side note, that's something I'm trying to stop, and I hope kind of goes away, because there's a lot of rippling effects from that, because these lunches, these camaraderie kind of lunches, turn into an hour and a half, and that's why you see these long hours, and it's got some problems with it. But yeah, you go out for an hour and a half, you buy like pizza from a place, and like before you
Right.
know it, you've done that enough times where it's $500 that you spent. So that's something I definitely regret, but it's not tangible, and I'm still trying to think of something that I really bought maybe like a while ago that I absolutely regret doing. And the one thing I came to, I never actually ended up doing this, but had I done it, I absolutely would have regretted it. And thank God my dad was there to be like, don't do this, because and he was really on my ass about this one. But I was going to put a body kit spoiler turbo nitrous
my
on
God.
my of all cars Mazda Protege, because people see yeah, and this is in high school
Would
because
have been such a bad idea.
oh, paint job. Okay, like I wanted the whole 9 yards, and this is right around like Fast and Furious had come out,
Yeah,
Need
yeah.
for Speed games. Little John is like to the window, to the wall,
Yeah.
to the So
Yeah.
everybody's about this culture right now, and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna do it, Dad. I'm gonna spend my my whole life savings that I was gonna put towards like college, that I'm gonna dump into this car because it's cool and it's gonna make my car look fast, and I'm not gonna race it, but I just want it to look cool, right?
Yeah.
I wanted blue blue paint with like red flames. My dad was like, "You're not my son. You're not doing this."
Did you want like the underglow thing?
Oh yeah.
Oh.
I wanted the whole
I
nine.
actually wanted that too.
Yeah.
I mean, I wanted all this stuff. Like, I wanted to do this to my car too, for sure.
But
No,
thank
I-
God it didn't, because had I put in the
How much would that have been?
Oh, $3,000 to
It's like
$5,000.
thousands of dollars. Yeah.
Yeah.
That shit, as soon as I would have put it, would have just depreciated, like
Yeah,
every day by
yeah.
hundreds of dollars. My car would have not. And what's interesting is we had this interesting thing that my dad and my mom put together. They would match for my first car. They would match my contribution.
So that's what my parents did too.
A really great tactic if
I like
parents out there are trying to figure out what they're going to do with their kids for the first car. So we ended up spending like $12,000 on it or whatever. And I ended up getting my car. I sold my car in Chicago, which was not more than 5 years later. It was like pretty new at the time, for like $2,000. Not even. And so yeah, if I would have dumped in an extra $5,000, $3,000 to $5,000 in there, and still, I probably would have got less, because who's gonna be able to sell
More
it?
than likely, yeah.
Yeah, right. Like they're gonna be like, I can't sell this thing. No one
Well,
wants
you
to
could
buy
sell it
this
to like
fucking-
the teenage version of you now.
maybe.
Like
But
you find the guy that saw
Maybe.
Fast and the Furious 7, and he's just like,
Yeah.
yo man, can I jump this out of a skyscraper in Dubai?
Right, right,
'Cause it looks like it.
Craigslist ads read,
It
ever
looks
wanted
sick,
to save your girlfriend being flung across bridges? Well, now you can. You have the
Yeah,
perfect car.
exactly. Like, I will catch you if you get thrown off a tank
Yeah.
on a bridge.
Oh man.
I want that.
Yeah.
I want that.
comes with its
That's
own,
the way
like,
they should
parachute.
advertise your car when they bought it
Exactly.
for $6,000, and like, I'm gonna switch this over for $5,000. And it's gonna come with a video. It's gonna tell you all the things you can do with this awesome ride.
Yeah, dude. Oh, it was so bad. It was so bad. And I'm in a suburban, like, New Jersey neighborhood. Where am I going to race? This is the worst idea ever. So I'm just glad I didn't do it, but that would have easily been the thing I would have picked had I put the money down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm actually thinking of one of those regrets of what I'm gonna buy. We're thinking about buying a boat. So, and everyone
Yeah.
always says it's a money pit and everything, but I'm like, you know what? I want a boat.
It's
So
like, I'm still gonna do it.
that
It's
year
like,
probably.
yeah.
What
As
kind of
soon as- just like a little center console, nothing too big, like 20 foot, maybe 22 foot. You know, just to
Yeah.
go out because I'm here in Florida, so like 8 beaches within 20 minutes from me.
They're going to
so-
sink into the ocean at some point.
Probably.
He's gonna need that boat. Put all of his stuff onto.
How much is docking cost?
Yeah, I was going to say docking.
Yeah.
It's like,
It's like $100 a month, right?
It's like rent.
Yeah.
Well, like
Yeah,
in Vancouver, it's like, yeah.
It depends on where you're at too.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
right. Now, one thing that I do have that's kind of nice is that my mother-in-law lives like right off of a channel, so we could always dock it there, or I can just get a trailer. I have a pretty big yard, so I can easily
Just keep it
park
on the
at
yard.
house. Yeah,
Good
you
point.
know. So right now I got jet skis in my backyard. So
That's good, because then you don't have to worry about Dirty Mike and the boys coming and having sex on
That's
your
right.
boat if they're docking, because I heard that's a problem in Florida.
That's the
wait, so
problem.
you already have jet skis? Why do you want a boat? Jet skis like the cooler version of a boat.
Right? Dude.
Yeah,
But you got to be able
yeah.
to bring the jet skis, right? Or it doesn't matter, really. I
Well,
guess it doesn't matter. You just need a trailer.
yeah, they're on trailers, but I don't know. At that point, I think they're my father-in-law's jet skis, so I don't know what we would do with them. But I just instead of the jet skis, I'd rather have a boat now. So
Well, I mean, it's a different experience too, as well.
Yeah,
like
that's
being
true.
on a boat, so you can relax more. You can kind of kick back. With the jet skis, like you're like riding a motorcycle everywhere you go.
Yeah.
and you
I
can
mean-
have like people on it and everything on a boat, but on a jet ski, you really you could have 2 people. That's
3 if there's tiny people.
terrible.
You
Terrible.
have like
3
4
people.
Yukikos.
3 if they're small.
3 Yukikos or 1 Chad
what
is really the range
measurements
you're
should be
talking
from here
about.
on out. Like no longer metric or any of that
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
4 Yukikos long.
Alan, is the rice cooker by association your...
No, because I did not want anything to do with it.
That was all me.
Okay.
I was
I'll
like,
tell you-
yo, this is on you. Like, you're the one that like knows what to pick and stuff. I was like, you would do all the research. I was the one that
Rice
tried to
cooker.
return
You
it.
cook rice in a pot, so
I've even failed cooking rice in a rice cooker. Like I'm that bad at like cooking rice.
Wow.
I'm gonna come down there and teach you how to make.
You're gonna
rolls.
have
Oh,
to.
they're going to
because
say
I was
slap
like,
him.
It was
I
super.
like, that would be good.
That too, I'm sure, but that because it was just bad. It was like really bad.
I had to suffer the shame of taking it to the like shipping office and like calculating out all the fees with this guy. And he's like, I'm like doing all this paperwork and he's like weighing it. And he's just like, man, I'm gonna be honest with you. This is gonna cost more than the thing costs originally. And I was like, I'll just stop you right there.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just take it home.
I'm
use it,
surprised
like-
the company didn't pay for a defected
Well, that's the
piece.
thing, because it was shipping out of Amazon Japan. It was one of those items where they didn't ship overseas. So I used this service where basically they give you like a PO box type of deal, like an address to ship from Amazon to wherever this is in Tokyo, and then they ship it overseas.
Oh, wow.
like a third party.
Yeah.
And that
So
was
because of that, like they wouldn't technically accept like a.
This is really good
Right.
information for if I ever decide to buy something from a different
From
country.
from your non-country Amazon.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think that can happen all from anything because like we can't really shop from Amazon.com here. It has to be Amazon.ca.
Yeah.
I mean, you
Oh,
can,
wow,
but it'll
that's
be
true,
like
too.
international shipping.
Yeah.
But sometimes it doesn't like they don't have the same stuff or they don't ship to
That's
a
true,
Canadian
yeah.
address. So
Okay.
Yeah, we've talked about that before. You can just ship it to my place and you can pick it up.
right.
It should be good.
So I did my most regrettable purchase was only because of circumstances afterwards. I not necessarily regret what it was, but what happened with it. So same as Clay, I started working like after not having like any money and was living with some college friends, Rob and Forzy in LA, and we just had like shitty TV, and I was like, yo, like I'm gonna go buy like a new kick-ass TV for our apartment. So I went out like to Best Buy, like shopping around, like did my research on like what was the best one, like LED, LCD, all this kind of stuff. Found a Samsung LED TV. I think it was, I want to say like 52 inches or something like that.
I have a similar one.
Yeah, and it was amazing. I was like blown away. Like everybody that came over was always like, "Wow, nice TV, man."
It had a really thin bezel.
Yeah, super thin bezel, so almost like the screen went right to the edge. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was
Oh,
like
nice.
beautiful looking. But it was like, I think when everything, and it came with a Blu-ray player, 3D Blu-ray player, so like you could like put on the 3D glasses and watch the TV if you wanted. It was like okay, I didn't get it for the 3D functionality for sure because it's to me a gimmick anyway.
Yeah.
But it was like I want to say like 2,400 total, like one with tax and everything came out.
shit.
So it was like brand new, like when I got it.
Yeah.
It's crazy how the prices have dropped for TVs.
Oh
yeah.
I just bought
I mean-
my 58 for 750.
And that's 4K, and I can't believe 4K has
Yeah.
already dropped to that price.
that was a
Well, that's 4K.
4K with
Yeah.
HDR capability.
And it's smart TV, so it has Netflix
and,
and all
and
that
it's
stuff.
smart 120 hertz.
Yeah, that was the thing. Mine was a smart TV too, so it had like all the apps like built into it and everything. I was just like,
750.
That's crazy.
fuck you.
Yeah,
Anyway.
right? Isn't that crazy?
So yeah, a few months later, I found out that they were opening the Vancouver studio. So I was going to move up there, and I was trying to decide like, okay, well, how can I fit everything into my car to bring with me? And
Well,
started.
you didn't decide till like the day of.
Well, no. I was trying to figure out how to get into it because no. There's like a reason. I had to decide like my bike. I was like, yeah, my bike has to go. Like my TV has to go. Like all my clothes and everything. So we were gonna get a trailer, not like a trailer, but like a little bike rack for my car, so I could put the bike on that, and then I would have plenty of room for the TV. But there's no bike rack that would fit my Acura because of its like kind of hatchback shape. It's kind of like rounder on the back, so nothing would fit. We even went to like a bike shop store. I think you were with me, Yukiko, and we tried attaching it. Like the guy tried putting it on and everything.
It just didn't like sit right.
It wouldn't like clamp on
Yeah.
really. My bike wouldn't have been sturdy, especially since we're driving from California to Vancouver.
You're hitting highways going 70 miles per hour.
Exactly. So he was just like, yeah, I don't think it's gonna work. So we had to ditch it, and then it was basically bike or the TV. And I was like, okay, well, like John, like Rob, like I'll sell you guys this TV back, kind of for like a reduced price, I guess. And so Forsman was like, yeah, I'll buy it from you. And so he was like, okay, I can give you like $1,000. And I was like, okay, yeah, sure. So he wrote me a check,
How long was that after you bought it?
like a couple months.
Oh,
You didn't even really get to enjoy it.
No,
no.
Did I miss why the bike was more important than the TV?
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm like, what is it?
I know the
It
bike
was a
was,
nice bike too.
it was nice, but it was definitely cheaper. It was $700
See,
total.
that's what I'm saying.
But like the bike, to be honest, is like way more useful of like something to have. I think,
But you have
like
a car.
especially commuting and everything. Like I
We
use it
were
almost every
also
day.
moving into a furnished apartment that had a TV.
Even though my TV kicks the shit out of this shit.
Oh man, I don't
Not
know.
your TV anymore.
But couldn't I mean?
I don't know. It's still not.
I'm never gonna let it go. I'm never gonna let it go because listen, this is worse. The investment is worse because Forsman wrote me this check for $1,000 and he was like, "Hey man." Like he had kind of just started working. He was a PA. Yeah, exactly. He was like, "Don't cash it. Just wait a little bit, and I'll let you know like when it's good to cash it." And I was like, "All right, man. Like I'm not like dying for
the
cash
things you
right
do
now."
for friends.
I know. I was like, I'm not like gonna live in paycheck to paycheck or anything, so I can wait. And then like I can wait 6 months, and he's just like, no, like still probably not good to do it. And then like a year later, I was just like, dude, like I don't even know if I can use this fucking thing anymore, And so eventually, I just like ditched the check because I was like, I'm not gonna just bring it in like a year and a half later, and all of a sudden his bank account drops, like $1,000. Yeah. So I was just like, I just like cut my losses and got rid of it. So
you're gonna pay what you owe.
2,300 whatever, like down the drain within 2 months, basically.
Oh, man,
I still talk about that TV to Yukiko to this day. Like I never get over it.
Wow.
Dang, dude,
crazy.
That's a tough one. That's a tough
one.
That's a regret one.
Yeah, for sure. Dang.
That's a regret one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I want to move on, but this is just stuck in my head for a little
simmering
while.
now.
So we can take a moment of silence.
Can we?
Can we
just
right now?